Yes, sir.
Yes. The champ is here, baby.
Algo aquí que nos parece una algo rapidito. No le voy a tomar mucho tiempo.
All right, let's get it.
Thank you, MP. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
So, 7 championships, one more than Michael Jordan, the man many would consider the greatest basketball player of all time. What does that mean to you?
Man, that's a good question. This is something me and my dad, talked about since I was a little kid. And as I've said before, you already know, 7 has always been the goal. And now that I'm actually here, man, it's hard to believe. All right, who's next? Lisa, what you got?
So, am I hearing you right that you are saying you are the greatest of all time?
Listen, I know everybody's gonna have a different opinion on that, and everybody has a different definition of what great means to them. But as far as I'm concerned, yes, ma'am, I am the greatest to ever do it. Señor,
Sale, gracias. ¿Qué les dices a los que dicen que no eres el mejor de todo el tiempo?
Gracias, appreciate you.
What do you say to those who say you're not the greatest of all time?
That doesn't bother me. I'm not one to check socials and all that, and I get why someone would say it's MJ or LeBron or someone on that level. But I know deep down that I've got the most talent, the best work ethic, and the best competitive spirit of anyone to ever play this game. And listen, those guys would probably say the same thing about themselves if you asked them. It's that kind of confidence is what it takes to be an all-time great, and that's what I am. I am an all-time great.
Let me be clear, my boy is the GOAT. That's greatest of all time.
Yes, sir. Gary, what you got?
This is actually for Prince. So, MP's got 7 championships. How many more do you think he can get?
How many more does he want? Not 8, not 9, not 10, not 11.
Listen.
Going.
We're going to talk about it tonight, and we'll let y'all know next time. All right, appreciate your time.
Good night. No se puede
See you. Good night.
Por favor, una pregunta más. ¿Y sí?
There's a part of me that can't believe what I'm about to say. But I've been spending a lot of time mulling this over, and I am ready to call it. MP is a better basketball player than Michael Jeffrey Jordan. In order to understand what that means, you have to understand who his airness was, and he was, quite simply, the greatest competitor I have ever seen in the history of pro sports. There is a reason nobody has more championships than Jordan in the modern era, and that's because he's the greatest to ever do it. He's the greatest scorer, the greatest one-on-one defender, and the most dominant talent the game has ever seen. That is, until MP. Until MP came along and won 7 titles of his own, no one could come close to challenging Michael Jordan, all due respect to Kobe and LeBron. Not only did he win, but he did it with a mesmerizing combination of natural talent and hard-earned skill. His ability to hang in the air longer than his opponents is legendary, but so is his willingness to adapt his game as he aged, and to somehow keep improving even as his athleticism declined. MJ won Finals MVP in all 6 of his championship teams. He led the league in scoring 10 times. Now, you may not agree with my take about his defense, but I dare you to name a better scorer. Upon his retirement, he had the highest per-game scoring averages in history in both the regular and postseasons, and has so many famous clutch shots that I don't even have time to name them all before we go to commercial break. I realize now, as I describe MJ to you, that I keep speaking as if he's still the GOAT, and that's because his greatness is so deeply ingrained in my psyche that I find it almost impossible to let go. But the fact of the matter is, MP is better. I never thought this day would come, but it has. And I can't deny the truth, which is this. For as great as MJ was, MP is better. And if you don't agree with that, well, I kindly invite you to make your own list. But this one is mine, and MP is, without a doubt, the clear-cut #1 GOAT of all time.